I want to talk about flawed wine. And a flawed wine is a wine where there are things in it, aromas that aren't really part of the traditional makeup of wine. It doesn't mean the wine is faulty or ruined, though, unless those flaws completely overwhelm all other aspects of the wine. Then it's a faulty wine and it's considered undrinkable. So some examples of flaws in wine: you can have your sulfur dioxide, which smells like burnt matches, and this can happen when too much sulfur dioxide was added to the wine. It could be hydrogen sulfide, which smells like rotten eggs. And this happens when there's not enough oxygen, so if screw caps are used, sometimes that creates hydrogen sulfide. There's also oxidization. And now oxidization, it happens when there's too much oxygen, and the oxygen is converted into ethyl aldehyde, and that creates a nutty, almost sherry-like aroma to your wine. There's volatile acidity, and that is when there's a contaminant of acetobacter, so it's really like non-hygienic conditions potentially in the winery. And that bacteria takes the ethanol and it turns it into acetylacetate, so it smells like vinegar. Another contaminate can happen from the actual cork oak tree and its mold, and that creates a compound called TCA, which lends itself to corked wine. And corked wine smells like moldy basement, old cardboard. About 5% of all bottles that were corked with cork, not screw caps or plastic corks or anything, have the TCA contaminant. And lastly, there's Brettanomyces, which is a type of yeast. And this can create an aroma of mouse or horse blanket in your wine. And these yeast are also used in the brewing of sour beer, which makes me want to drink a sour beer even less than I already want to, because I really like them. So if you get a bottle, if you're at a restaurant and someone brings you a bottle and it has a flaw, like any of the ones I've described, and really overwhelmingly, you could absolutely ask for a different bottle of wine. That's why you're smelling the cork. That's why when they pour that 2 ounces in your glass and they're asking you to smell it before, or taste it before they pour for the rest of the table, that's why you're looking for those aromas I just described, because those are indications of a faulty, flawed wine that you are not going to want to drink. Cheers.